Welcome back, everybody, to the Short Kings podcast. For you, as you're watching this, it's probably the New Year's now, so happy fucking New Year's, baby.
Merry Christmas to everybody that's celebrating. Just happy holidays, man. The holiday season is officially upon us. Bro, talk to me about what your Christmas is going to look like. I'm assuming you're off of work. Corporate's giving us a little break.
Yeah, dude, they're giving me a full week off, baby.
Full week off?
Dude, look, I'm going to be real with you. I really wanted to go on some sort of vacation, but when you get to that specific age, bro, where your friends start being fake, all of a sudden they always too busy for you. You know what I mean? They don't want to pull up to no activities. They don't want to go out with you. To the point where seeing him 3 days now is a big deal, bro. I see this man every fucking day for the past 3 years, bro. What's going on with you?
Let's first of all, let's cut the shit. All right,
that's
the first thing. That's the first thing that we're gonna do. That 3D is whooping your ass.
Yeah, clearly. You're right.
Okay. Two, you're the busiest dude I know. For one, between all the shit that you got going on in your life. Two, I'm not getting a week off and I don't have any PTO left, bro. So I'm only off today and tomorrow, or Christmas and the day after Christmas, right? So, I wouldn't call myself a hoe in this situation.
So what are you doing? What are you doing this break? Why are you so busy for the homies? You know what I mean? Explain that.
I mean, bro, really just kicking it with the fam, bro. My parents are back in the motherland, bro. So, I got some younger siblings. They're
out now? They've left?
They're gone, bro. They actually touched down today. I got that text from my dad. Landed in Pakistan. I was like, dude, come back safely.
So what do you know? What are the plans there? What are they trying to do?
A cousin of mine, one of my many cousins that we don't know. I know her, but there are many cousins in Pakistan that I don't really know well.
Okay.
If they ever see this, what's up, guys? Look forward to getting to know y'all one day. But it's actually kind of crazy. This is the one thing about being having an immigrant family. Like, we don't really have much family here. Like, I have one aunt here. Everybody else is back home, and the last time I went back home was 2014, bro.
100%. Like, growing up, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Growing up in the United States without a family, the first thing you got to do is you got to find yourself some real friends, okay? And I'm not talking about the homies that go out with you. No, I'm talking about the ones that pull up to help you change your tire, the ones who spot you money when you need it, the friends who really are there for you when you're going through heartbreaks or, anytime you're depressed or sad. Those are the friends that you got to find in the U.S. when, you're living here solo with your mom and your dad. Maybe you got one aunt, right? Like it's one aunt or something. You really don't have true family. You're not experiencing,
huge Thanksgiving,
exactly,
huge
or
Christmas,
family gatherings. You know what I mean?
Bro, I used to get mad jealous, at my friends in middle school and shit, because for one, I don't even celebrate Christmas, right? So then two, they'd be like, yeah, my aunt got me this PSP. My grandma came through and bought me some new shoes. And I'm like, dude, first, Christmas for Muslims sucks. That, because for one, everything's fucking closed, right? Like, are we going to work out tomorrow? No, I got to take a day off. Even though, for me, nothing's even going on. No, we can't go out to eat. What are we going to do tomorrow, bro? What are we doing tomorrow? We going to play fucking soccer?
I disagree, bro. I think Christmas for Muslims is a great time because they get this unnecessary holiday and time off of work, bro. We get to hang out with the fam. We get the time to spend time at home and go out and do something fun. Maybe go to a hookah bar. Yes, we do go to hookah bars. We play some sports.
Shout out to Nara.
The only thing that sucks as a gym bro is the gym's being closed. Can we change that? Could we have not everybody celebrates Christmas, bro. We need the gym open.
And my counter argument to what the stupid point that you just made is that we don't get Eid off. So, of course, they're going to give us Christmas off, but that goes back to the first idea of separation of church.
Wait, who doesn't give you Eid off?
What do you mean? You get Eid off from your job?
Yes, bro. They literally provide religious holidays. You can ask for that time off.
But that's not baked in, though.
That's flex. You're talking about a flex holiday.
Yes, I am talking about a flex holiday.
I'm not going to let you get away with that.
Well, they're not going to fucking make it universal.
So, you know what the point of a flex holiday is? Well, let me get back. Okay, wait. I got 2 points here.
Okay.
The point of a flex holiday is you're supposed to take care of your shit. Why it's harder for us to go to the dentist and shit? Because we use our flex holiday on Eid.
Okay.
Whereas our, Christian coworkers, love them, they're using their flex holiday to get that day they're getting their oil change done and they're getting their teeth whitened and they're going, but for the
I'll say this. I'll say most managers though, bro, will let you fucking go get your dentist appointment or car fixed without necessarily having to take PT off. We won't get into it too fucking much, but let's just say this. If you're a Muslim, bro, and you need to go get your car fixed, don't be using your flex holidays,
all
man.
I'm saying is I have beef with the idea that there was supposed to be separation of church and state. That's what I was sold from living in America.
Okay.
The math is not mathing. Because if the church and the state are separate, one religion is getting a day off, the other religion is not. That's just my beef. I know, there's nothing that we can do about it here, and I'm gonna enjoy my Christmas holiday. Well, but that's just my beef.
With that being said, Merry fucking Christmas.
Merry fucking Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Enjoy your holidays with your family, and spend some time and try to have a good time. But let's get into it, bro. What you got going on today? Talk to me.
I mean, bro, like, one thing that we've talked about last week, and we were really excited for the MMA card that happened last weekend. Leon Edwards defeats Colby Covington by unanimous decision.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bunch of press released around the press conference prior to the fight, because Colby Covington decided to take his shit talking to honestly another level, because I've never seen him go this low. He starts talking about Leon's father, who was murdered when Leon was about 13 years old. So a huge, basically a bunch of opinions start flying in about, is this too far? Is fight promoting going too far? Talk to me about your thoughts about that and just kind of like the fight card itself.
Okay, so I thought it was very obvious that, and Colby has admitted this to many fighters before, that yes, he does have a character, and that this character that he's built is mainly for promotion, right? I don't understand why in this specific situation he wanted to make it obvious and claim that it wasn't a character. Like, the time that he needed to use that character stamp and really double down on, hey, this is just a character, I'm just trying to entertain you guys, he chose to say it's not a character and wanted to use the concept of, oh, this guy's a criminal, he's a villain, that's why I have the right to shit on him. At the end of the day, I think, look, it's a tricky subject, right? Because it's a fight business, right? This is not corporate. This is not,
It's not regular. It's not a regular job.
It's the fight business. We have two human beings that we're going to lock up in a cage. We're going to have Bruce Buffer. It's time. You know what I mean? And have these guys try to rip their heads off. And so I think there are a lot of different, I guess you could say, rules that apply to the way you promote the event. But I just don't know if that specific comment, should be used by fighters.
So this is the thing, right? The question ultimately comes down to, is there a line in mental warfare before a fight, right? Like what Colby's trying to do, and I think you could kind of see it in Leon. Leon got steamed up, and Dana made an interesting point. The pay-per-view buys went up by 25% after Colby's comment about Leon's father.
That's where the mistake was. That's the mistake that Dana made. You cannot say that it is not okay to do that and then immediately announce that it also increased pay-per-view buys by 25%. Because at that point, it's like, hey, it is wrong. I'm not going to do anything about it. But heads up, it also increased pay-per-view buys by 25%. Dude, you're going to have a lot of shitty fighters with no, morals or values who are going to come onto the UFC and think, okay, this is what it's going to take to make money.
Hold on a second. You just said shitty fighters. On to that subject, how do you feel about the people in the comment section telling you guys that you have no idea what you're talking about in the UFC realm, and you have very strong based opinion, and really it's coming from the Sean Strickland fan? So how do you guys feel about that?
So with all due respect, fuck Sean Strickland, okay? For everybody that got upset about that, you got your feelings hurt, grow the fuck up, all right? Now, second thing, you're right. Maybe we don't have the knowledge, or, we don't have the right to say our opinion, but you know what the fuck is going to happen? We're going to still say our opinion.
I mean, my thing is this, bro. Ariel Helwani ain't never been in a UFC fight, and he's the biggest UFC promoter and reporter. Think about Stephen A. Smith. He's not an NBA player, but he talks about sports. Welcome to fucking current sports media. People that are interested in the sport and know about it can share their opinion. You're not going to always agree with it. Stop being a pussy. I know one of y'all called me a soy boy. I heard that. That one hurt me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. That one got to me just a little bit. But to like not to drift too far off of what we were talking about before we move on from Kobe, because I know we're gonna get into the Sean Strickland shit because even more shit has happened this week. Kobe took it to a place, I think, that it got the effect that he wanted. Leon was pissed. Kobe's trying to create this
Maybe
brand.
during the press conference. I didn't think he fought emotional at all. I thought he fought amazing. I think he, Kobe says he outstriked the guy. I don't think so, bro. I don't think he outstriked the guy. Leon Edwards out-wrestled Kobe. Kobe didn't show up. He simply didn't show up. And then he made it into a whole Trump campaign. Like the Trump campaign, I'll be honest with y'all. The Trump campaign made no sense to me because it was like, I liked it being a part of his character, but when he just made it full campaign about Trump, it made no sense. It was like, what's going on here? Like, are you here to fight? Are you getting paid? Like, what's going on?
Kobe might not be a champion fighter, but he's a champion glazer.
Yeah.
Because he was glazing my boy Donald T.
100%, bro. And he was on the Patrick Bet-David podcast saying that there's no price on him, that he wouldn't fold for a specific price. Bro, you folded for free. Trump's got you, doing his number one campaign for him. And it's gotten to the point where it has nothing to do with the UFC anymore.
Well,
right?
let me tell you, the crazy thing is, bro, Kobe is smart, bro. Kobe is smart. Who is the most divisive man in America? Donald Trump, bro, he has not even a little, it's huge, bro. So much of the country supports this capitalistic mindset of our president to have. And Donald Trump opened that can of worms in 2016. And, 2020 happened. We get Joey B. Not to go political, but you know what Kobe's doing? Bro, Kobe's a fucking UFC fighter. He doesn't know much about politics and stuff like that. What does he do? He always highlights the cops and the firefighters, the first responders, and he's trying to get that entire base, that cult following.
He's like a shitty version of John Cena, right? That was John Cena's character.
Yeah,
it was like, I support the troops. Yeah. I'm a vet hero, but at the same time, John Cena during that era, he was a shit talker. If you remember, he was the one that would shit talk people and rap and all this, but he was still the soldier. It's a washed down version of John Cena. The only difference is John Cena is a true entertainer. I think this guy is just, low hanging fruits. What can I say?
That's what I'm saying. He's exploiting an audience.
Damn, we're entertained. Let's be honest, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's exploiting an audience, bro.
Like, if we're gonna talk entertainment, this guy is doing exactly what As much as I always say this.
Leon Edwards is boring, bro.
100%.
Leon Edwards is 100%. A boring fighter. I love my boy Leon. To this day, if I watch a edit of him, like, when his coach is like, stop feeling sorry for yourself, Leon. Yeah, and then he head kicks Kamaru Usman. I'm ready to run through a fucking wall after I watch a TikTok.
Especially with the fucking edits and shit, bro. The background music.
They show like all the times he got caught in L. And like, that's what I'm saying. Leon's very motivational, but at the end of the day, bro, tell me something you know about Leon's. What is he into now?
Absolutely nothing, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. To answer your question, because you originally asked me the question, if there should be, I guess you could say
regulations
on what you could say, what you can't say. I think have some sort of morals and values, right? Just because the UFC does have a lot of kids that watch it. A lot of people are, a lot of these champions are put on a pedestal, and I think they should at least have some morals and values. Like, I think talk all the shit you want. We love the shit talking, but I guess dead relatives is a little too much. I think anybody should know that, right?
Bro, I'm telling you, I just disagree because I think mental warfare may not have worked this time, but in the fight game is worth something.
Okay, so you think for it's okay to do that?
I mean, my thing is bro, sure. You're fighting a guy like Conor kind of laid out the path, right? Like, not only does this sell fights, why did he knock out Jose Aldo in the first 15 seconds of that fight? Jose Aldo had 3-month press tour with Conor McGregor where he just got under his skin, bro.
100%.
Mental warfare is a part of the game as much as being in the cages. And I just think that once you start trying to regulate it, eventually it's not going to be entertaining at all.
Okay. I agree with you, and I see your point. I think to stay on this topic, I do want to talk a little bit about Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua's fight that happened yesterday. I think that we're going to start with Wilder, right?
Wait, time out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of the UFC, by the way, Ariel, we're coming for you. We got a ton of attention from our last episode. We talked about both of us hating Sean Strickland's personality, right? But this weekend, talking about, shit talking going too far and stuff like that, they had a preview press conference for the next UFC event coming in 2024, and Drickus and Sugar Sean O'Malley both talked about Sean Strickland's abuse growing up by his father, right? And then I think he went on an episode of Theo Vaughn as well, and he got very emotional talking about some of the things like that. For one, does this kind of, we're being a little hard on Sean last episode. Do you feel kind of soft or
No,
or
fuck
empathetic
Sean.
towards him?
Look, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Fuck Sean. Look, any normal man that goes and cries on a podcast is perfectly fine. No problem with it. I cry right now. I don't give a fuck. But you can't be this bully, constantly telling people what an alpha male is and the alpha male doesn't do this and doesn't do that and then go against your own rules. Because now you're getting caught up in your own little holes, bro. Now you're not making any sense, right? Because you told me I need to wear a white shirt from Walmart in order to have swag and be an alpha male, but you crying like a little bitch on Theo Vaughn's podcast. So typically, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it's like, now you're going up against your own brand and you don't want to post it. So now you're not even being 100% real with your audience. So I don't know, man. Sean Strickland, you're not going to do shit to me respectfully. I'll be honest with you. A lot of comments were like, yo, bro, he would beat y'all. Yo, me and Faison would fuck Sean Strickland up, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. If I see you at a UFC event, I won't do anything, but my security would, because, I ain't going to no... I'm not going to a UFC fight without security. I'm going to tell you that right now, bro.
So this is what I would say, right? Based off of... I agree with you to an extent.
Uh-huh.
So just like I just said, right? I think mental warfare is an important part of the fight game.
Okay.
I think Drickus, the guy that he's gonna fight, talking about that is like warranted to an extent, right?
What do you mean?
Like he's gonna fight him. They're trying to build up he probably has some disdain for him.
Okay.
He's trying to get in his head a little bit, right? I understand that if you put it out there about yourself, you got to know that it can be used against you.
Yeah, it can be dished back out.
Yeah, right?
100%.
The thing is, like, when Sugar Sean comes in from left field, you fight at fucking 135, and you're just like, that's just like a personal blow at somebody, right?
It's not, though, because Sean Strickland has come and talked shit about Sean before. Sean
About
O'Malley.
how Sean O'Malley lives
He's
his
a
life.
clown and he's a beta, all this shit. So I think Sean O'Malley was just looking for an excuse to jump in and kind of put alcohol on that wound that
Drickus opened up.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I liked it. Once again, by the way, this is entertaining, bro. We can have our opinions and say this is right and wrong, but I'm still all for the right and wrong. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what makes the beauty of the UFC, bro. Is it's not this organized, show that, okay, well, this is not gonna happen. You never know. There's this level of unpredictability that comes with the UFC, bro. And it's why the number one growing sport right now, 100%.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. And then to move on to Theo, Sean, you're showing pussy colors.
Yes, and Loki Theo Vaughn's a respectful guy, bro, because he just uploaded a solo podcast. He had no guest, and I think the reason why he did that is because he doesn't want to release the podcast with Sean Strickland and is respecting, Sean Strickland's, request of not having it out there.
This is my thing. You can't try to control somebody else's platform.
Yeah, because
you
it's not
go
fair.
on the podcast and you open it up about that, it's very easy to be like, hey, man, I don't want to talk about that. Okay, bet. Theo Vaughn would have kept it moving.
Yeah, he showed up to work that day, bro.
Yeah, and now he has an episode that he can't launch. And nobody feels bad for Theo, but I'm just saying that, Sean, when you were coming at the Nelk boys for them not being in shape and them not, wearing the outfits that you want, did you ever think to yourself, hey, man, maybe there's things going on in these dudes' lives? Maybe they're dealing with shit that they can't necessarily get in the best shape, or they're abusing substances and stuff like that, living in LA, dealing with being young and famous. This is what we mean when we say that you don't decide who's an alpha male and who isn't, bruh.
Yeah, because everybody's I agree with you. I think everybody has their own shit going on. And
now that your shit's in the spotlight, all of a sudden you don't want it to be talked about?
But bro, I mean, are you sold on Sean Strickland? Because maybe the kids are, but I'm not sold on this, that Sean Strickland is an alpha male, right?
I mean, everybody's, for some reason, the current day and age of the internet that we live in, the red pill, the Tate, the Fresh and Fit, is just grasping an audience so aggressively right now. I feel like those are the people that are Like that's why like I feel like, compared to Adesanya, who's like super like, nails painted,
Okay.
kind of in his femininity, Strickland's like so easy to follow. He's like, we're hard, we're lumberjacks, and we're champions.
100%. But what I'm trying to say is right now, I won't claim that I'm this alpha male, right? But if you asked me, what do you think an alpha male is, right? I think an alpha male is someone who respects other people, someone who grinds, sets goals, and works as hard as they can to achieve them. And 3, spreads positivity all around, right? Like only goes into war mode when needed, right? He doesn't show any of these values. The guy disrespects people when they come at him with respect, right? Maybe he sets goals in the UFC, but like besides the UFC, what else have you accomplished? Based off of your own rules, right? And positivity, it's like, bruh, maybe you're like 25% positive. Maybe there's some positivity in your message, but the overall message is all screwed up.
You seems like you look at everybody's life and try to point out flaws, which to me has always been the biggest sign of insecurity in your own life.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you have a lot of these influencers, like Tate, like Myron from Fresh and Fit, like other creators who have this vision of what an alpha male should be, and they want to teach the youth that this is what this is the structure of what you need to follow in order to be an alpha male. But I think it's a lot simpler than that. I think it's just being a fucking respectful man, working hard, grinding towards your goals, treating people with respect, and being a positive person. That's really all it takes. Like going into war when you need to go into war, right? When you need to stand up on some values, bro, go ahead and stand up.
First
right?
of all, I'm not going into war ever. Second of all,
you wouldn't go into war if you had to.
Me?
Yeah,
I'm not.
If we got drafted right now, bro, if we got drafted into the war right now, what are you gonna do? Like if they ringed you up, they're like, "Yo, FaZe," which you can't say no. If the government's like, "Hey, bro, like Russia kicking our ass, bro," like I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm gonna talk to the president. I'm gonna be like, Joe, I'm not moving the needle, bro. I'll be honest with you, Joe. If we're down in this war right now. Nothing's gonna change by me going.
They're like, sir, I don't think you understand. That's what we need you for. You're the beta. We're gonna put you up there in the front lines.
I know you didn't just call me a beta.
Well, that's that's what he's calling. It's not me, bro. It's the general, bro. He's calling you. He's telling you. He's answering your questions.
The thing, and that's when he's gonna lose me. As an officer, I'm gonna be like, you better talk to me.
But they gonna have sick.
I'm a sales guy. You better sell me on why this makes sense. Like,
damn, bro. But
No. But I get what you're saying. Like, not to go too far left on like the concept of an alpha male. I think is overblown on the internet right now.
Yeah.
I think that they try to overcomplicate it. That you gotta have money, and for some reason, multiple women, and for some reason, you gotta be this dude who's like super isolated and like, bro, you can be an alpha male if you're just a good man that takes care of your friends and family, and you got
I agree.
one wife. Like, that doesn't make you a beta. That makes you just someone who's living their life and happy.
Okay.
I think that's what people try to overcomplicate this shit, bro. If you're happy and you want to be in the game and you want to have 10 different women, by all means do that. If you want to have one wife and a family that you take care of, go crazy, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fun.
Like, why do
Yeah.
people try to talk to other people about how they should live their life?
Well, I think it's just the idea of influencing the youth. I think that has a lot of power itself, bro. Like the power of influencing the youth is just so, I guess, world changing that like a lot of powerful people want a taste of that. You know what I mean? That's how they can really leave a legacy when you change the youth, right?
I mean,
and I know we're talking about the fighting and everything, and I know there's more fight talk, but I don't want to make it just fight heavy.
No, yeah, we're not a UFC show.
Yes, and I think what really interested me is that you mentioned that I mentioned to you if you got drafted into the war, what would happen? I know, I had asked you to watch this movie recently, right, called Leave the World Behind. Some of you guys might have seen it.
It's trending on Netflix right now.
Number 1 on Netflix for a couple of weeks. I don't know if it's still number 1, but I thought, this movie was produced by the Obamas and was a very interesting movie, right? Because, and spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, just go ahead and skip this part because
we are going to spoil it.
We are going to have some spoilers in here, but I thought it was a really good movie because of the anticipation and the thrill that the movie kept kind of guiding you towards this idea, but you were always in the dark of trying to understand what's going on, right? So what did you think of the movie first and foremost?
Dude, I liked it. It was a little slow. Like the pacing was really slow of the movie, right?
100%.
Like, geez Louise, we are in this Airbnb, like for real.
Yeah.
But and it creates like a level of like the entire time, right? It's like, that sound on TikTok, like the The spooky insert spooky sound right here. That sound, it just like has that vibe the entire time. So you're watching the movie and you're like, what the fuck is going on? I was in the early on convinced, like, I thought that something was happening to the couple in the Airbnb because they were in the woods. I didn't understand the scale of the issue. Like when the original owners...
First you think that they're in danger from the
original owners
that came in, right?
Yeah. So that's where I was like, oh, this is where this is going. Like this is like a vacation gone wrong. And then it turns into this global kind of like very interesting
like
take on
bigger than
how we can be attacked. Like...
Yeah, because we completely forget about the ship that's coming in the beginning.
Early on.
Like we completely forgot about that ship that was coming full speed towards the beach, and we kind of just brushed over that part. We're like, okay, well, that was a weird scene. But to kind of talk, a little bit more about the symbolism of the movie and what it truly means is, for spoiler alert, once again, the idea is that the United States is under attack by either China or Korea. And their goal is to eventually create some sort of civil war within the United States. It's going to be an economically, are we good, by the way? Yeah. Okay. So, no, just making sure. So, basically we're under attack by China or Korea, right? And it's a way to kind of get the world to self-destruct itself so that they don't have to spend money on resources to make sure that, we kind of self-destruct ourselves and they can attack when they need to. It seems like something that could really happen, bro. It's almost like any country can do that if they have the technology resources to kind of do that initial cyber attack on the U.S.
So that, I think that's what that one really highlighted to me. The concept of a cyber attack when we're off the grid, when you don't have access to the internet or TV or your phone, and everything starts bugging, you start to realize how dependent we are as a society on these like technological aspects that we don't even really know what's going on, and that instills an instant level of panic, right? Like a instant level of panic. And then you start taking care of our navigational tools, like the ship coming in, or like, ultimately like planes and stuff are falling out of the sky. Like it becomes like, we're just lost here, right? And then when civilization starts to panic, then we're fucked, because then, as you saw, we start fighting each other. You know what I mean? And like, that's the thing. We don't have that like patrioticness, I feel like, that we used to have, especially when it comes to like cyber attacks and shit, because we kind of think like, oh, somebody's doing this to me that's like around me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you kind of immediately think that, rather than like, would a country do this to the U.S.? Like I didn't even think about that while I'm watching the movie.
Because
right?
we live in a fairy tale bubble in the United States. And bro, like me and my brother were just having this conversation in the car. I think majority of people, when danger is coming, even when you announce it to them and explain it to them, they genuinely don't care. They're like, I mean, maybe, sure, but who cares, right?
I mean, it's kind of like Don't Look Up.
Exactly.
Like where the comet's coming.
Like that's the reference that me and my brother were talking about, is like, you can show them proof that a comet is approaching Earth and we are going to be dealing with a destructive event that could wipe out the entire planet. And people are like, maybe. What do you mean maybe? Like, look at the fucking stats, bro.
Yeah, it's coming.
You can see it now. It's right there. Maybe it's a star, though. You know what I mean? Some people just don't care, right? And with that conversation, I wanted to ask you, kind of back to what we originally were saying. If something like that were to happen, right, where the U.S. is under attack, what is the first thing you're doing with your family? Like,
well, I'm investing in a bunker of some sort. That's the one thing, bro.
No, but you're thinking ahead, right? I'm like, no, like it's been announced that we are under attack. What's the first thing you're doing?
What's the first thing that I'm doing? I mean, like, I think I'm going to be like everybody else a little bit in terms of I'm going to go start stocking up on like
supplies,
protein specifically.
A little bit of pre-workout. I think pre-workout is fucking
pre-workout, protein bars. I'm going to get Anabar's fucking robbing us, by the way. I paid like $5 for a bar.
$5 for a protein bar?
But let me not take my joke too sideways. Yeah. And, stacking up on goods. I'm definitely going the route of paranoid, right? I'm looking at my neighbors. I'm like, I saw Bill walk in with 10 water packs. There's only 2 people that live in that house. Do they really need 10 water packs?
Your mind is already like what I can take from the people around me.
Yeah, and obviously, like,
because I feel like a lot of people are gonna have that same mindset, bro, straight up.
But I'm gonna
especially the youth, people around our age.
Yeah, and then I'm also gonna try to create. I'm gonna try to create like a little pact of like, you know, like amongst my community.
100%.
Like where, I'm not going to say my neighborhood's name. You know, we have no idea where this podcast is going to go. That could become dangerous. But like, you know, like my neighborhood's going to be like gang in this shit.
You're 100% right. The first step people usually do is find some sort of group or organization that they could be a part of, that they can work together in order to have supplies, have protection, and do what the fuck they need to do in some sort of chaotic event like that.
All of a sudden, then, you know, I probably would try to get my hands on a firearm, although I don't already own one.
I think that would be impossible. I think it would be impossible.
Don't you dare put your limitations on me.
Well, how are you gonna find firearm? Where are you gonna? The stores are not gonna just have it open.
So you're telling me kids right now can get fucking assault rifles 24/7
in a normal day? Yes, like you can. And we live in Texas. You can walk into Walmart.
The fact that you're even saying this, yeah, on a normal day, a kid can get a gun whenever you want.
In Texas, yeah, like you can walk into Walmart, bro. You can walk into Walmart and walk out with a like, you know, some sort of firearm, right?
I wanted y'all's opinion on a specific scene.
All right, go ahead.
So the part when they come in and they find out that, hey, there's something really serious happening, and they go back to their home and it's been rented out as an Airbnb. What would you guys do in that situation? Because the family did not want to leave. They said, hey, we're on vacation.
You're talking about the movie, by the way, right?
Exactly, the movie. So they came in, they said, we've already paid a couple $1,000s to be here. We don't want to leave. But in the guy's head, he's like, hey man, this is my house. There's something serious going on. I'll give you your money back to get the hell out of my house. But he was still being nice enough to let them stay, and he slept in the basement while they take the living room, the master bedroom. How would you guys react to that situation?
So to give context to the audience, in the movie, the couple has gone away and they're staying at an Airbnb with their family, right? So originally, the first kind of thing that happens early on in the movie is the original owners of the Airbnb come back and they're like, hey, we're dealing with the blackout too. We just want to be here at our home. And they offered to stay in the basement, but the couple's obviously very uncomfortable with, you know, the owners of the home being back there, because obviously typically when you rent an Airbnb, the owners are not supposed to be there. How would you react to that, Aman?
Okay, so I think the guy was really nice, bro. Because if that was my Airbnb, I would walk in, knock on the door, show them proof. In his case, he didn't have proof because it was an urgent event. But find something, bro. You could pull up something. Like but they didn't have internet either. Regardless, this is my house. Something's going on, y'all. I could care less if that family's freaked out. He cared too much about scaring them off, right? But in that case, it's your family first, right? So I'm walking into my Airbnb. I don't care if I'm gonna get a bad review from this family, bro. Like, based off of what that guy knew, I'd walk into Airbnb. I'd be like, look at the husband. He looks like a little punk, right? He's not doing shit, right?
Don't get me started on that.
Once I see the husband first, I'm like, okay, this guy ain't doing shit, right? Bro, I'm gonna need y'all to bounce right now. You know what I mean?
Like, go back to your house. Because if you're in an Airbnb, like, unless you can't get home, like you're in like a different city, I would be like, can y'all go home?
It's not a question, though. I'm not asking. Like,
so I'm gonna flip the take a little bit in terms of like, how would you feel if you're like the person in the Airbnb? Like, you took that as if you're the owner.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was in that Airbnb and the owner came and like tried to kick me out, personally, I think I would just dip. Because it's weird. Like,
I would just be so sketched out that
I'd be like, what's going on? Well, you want us to leave? Why?
Yeah, I would worry about finances and all that stuff
bro,
later.
Well, you're going to hear from my lawyer, and even though I don't have a lawyer, but I just try to act professional, you know? Like, this is not right, man. But, you know, I'm not going to try to sit here and Karen and debate with him.
Do you guys think they tried to tease racism in that weird interaction? Because it's a black family coming back to their apartment, and a white family is very sussed out.
The white family, there was definitely,
dude, I was sussed out, but
tones of racism in that scene where the white woman is like, you know, the Karen in this scenario.
But the girl with him created like a little bit of comfort, right? Because it's like I can't imagine him coming alone. If he was alone, he could be some sort of hitman or something. Who knows, right? But the fact that he had a young daughter with him, that kind of made it like, okay, like this could be
like a man, like a safer
situation.
Yeah, he's not considered as much of a threat then, right?
Exactly. So maybe they were trying to, you know, tease a little bit of racism in it, but I think it was just It's also a huge.
No, like I
scary dude.
think the situation would have been similar though, regardless of like the skin tone of the people coming back home. That just created like an extra dynamic though of like, I was like, wait, is she like she just seems like very racist, whereas her husband was giving like, let's give him a chance, let's see, like like if we get weirded out, we can
But
ask him
I
to
would
leave.
have behaved the same way that the husband did, though. I'll be honest. I'll be like, babe, you're tripping. Like, he's saying it's his house. He's checking out. He's being very polite. He just wants to stay in the base. It's his house, and he's gonna give us half off. Like, like it's not that bad. It's not the baddest situation, right? And so I don't know. I think I would have kind of gone about it the same way that the father did.
I mean, then can we talk about how the dude who came in became Mr. Serial Girl for a second?
Yeah, dude, that was
a very weird
unnecessary
subplot of the movie, bro.
segment, right?
That was a very weird, unnecessary subplot.
To
of
give
that
you
movie.
guys more context, as the black family was staying with the white family in this house, right? Eventually, it gets to a point where they start vibing because they understand that there's a bigger issue going on, and they're trying to figure out together as a group. And eventually, it gets to a point where they start kicking it together, right? Like the white mom and the original Airbnb owner is hanging out. They're hanging out, and it's getting a little, there's some chemistry in the air a little bit. It's getting a little weird.
They're all drinking.
They're drinking a little bit.
Nothing else to do.
I didn't really understand the point of that part of the movie. Like, they always gotta fucking make it into a romantic story, bro. Ain't nobody care about. I hate how movies try to give you that relief. Like, give me comic relief. I don't want romantic relief, bro.
I mean, it was just weird because it was so. I felt like it was just so unnecessary to what was going on.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, it made no sense.
But it kind of leads. We were talking about this a little bit off air. Like, we were talking about how it felt like the wife of the white family seemed very unattracted to her husband because her husband was so easygoing and indecisive, whereas when the black family came in, that man was much more put together, much more taking action out, more of a typical alpha male, understanding more what's going on, creating a game plan of how they can safely get out of the situation. And she seemed like she was more attracted to that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say, like we said, it was kind of an unnecessary part of the movie, but what do you think about, not to get too into the red pill stuff, like,
I don't even think
why do you think women are more attracted to, a guy could be nice and he's doing everything right. He's doing everything that she's telling him, but he's not creating that level of like individuality.
I'll tell you this. I don't think it even just has to do with women. I think we as people are attracted to somebody who can take action and take care of the situation instantly and immediately, right? I'll give you an example, right? When me and my brother and my friends went to Astroworld, right? And the chaotic event happened. When you look around, right? There were people who were being reactive to the situation, being pushed around, had fear in their eyes. These are grown men, right? Grown men. I swear, I kid you not. As I was looking around, I would see men that are like 200 pounds, like 6'2", with fear in their eyes. And then you saw some specific people, even women, being proactive, like trying to figure a way out. And you could tell they knew that what's going on in that specific moment was a situation that could go really bad. And their first instincts was, we got to get out of here. We got to figure a way out, right? So I think people in general, we're attracted to a person. Like, you watch a movie, right? Let's say you watch a movie. The hero is that
the man who takes action,
proactive character.
Yeah.
You're attracted to that person. You're like, bro, this guy's cool. I want to be like him if you're a kid. Or, if you're a male, you're like, fuck with this dude, you know what I mean? Or if you're a female, you're like, that guy's hot. But in general, we're all attracted to that specific kind of character.
Yeah, so like, I for one agree with you there, and I want to take it a step further, right? This is where the disconnect happens, where guys try to put on women that they don't like nice guys. Nobody dislikes a nice guy. You're a fucking nice guy. You're easy to deal with. It's the problem. Women are not attracted to guys who are pushovers and reactive to every situation.
Yeah, because there's a difference between being nice and being a pushover.
Yeah.
Right? I think people who are pushovers are naturally nice, you know what I mean? But they're both. You know what I'm saying? You want to just be nice. Like, I'm a nice guy. Like, if somebody was to run into me on accident or spill the drink, my first instinct isn't to be aggressive. It's to be, oh, no, you're good, bro. You know what I mean?
Like this shirt.
But then if he came and, if somebody shoved me and was trying to be violent, I'm not going to be nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to immediately show violence back, or maybe try to at least first get out of the situation. But if I see I can't get out of the situation, then I am going to immediately revert to what do I need to do to get out of this situation? You know,
Yeah.
if it's violence or if it's whatever it takes.
Verbal warfare.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, what do you got to do? But that's where I think, you know, like to tie it back to the movie, her husband was kind of like, I don't really know, babe. Whatever you say, whatever he says, like, let's just do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, offer your freaking opinion. Like, stand on
It lets
something.
your nuts drag a little
Yeah,
bit. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Like, just be your freaking true self. Like, to anyone listening who considers themselves a nice guy and they always get done dirty by girls, why don't you tell a girl what you really think about a movie instead of agreeing with her on everything? Like, if she likes an artist that you don't like, you can say, I don't really like that artist. Instead of, oh, I actually do like Taylor Swift a lot. I listen to her on my free time. And then you
Yeah.
start listening to Taylor Swift albums to try to create a false connection with this girl.
And that's why a lot of relationships fall off after the 6-month phase if they were never really meant to be. Because
Yeah.
it takes about 6 months for a person to truly start feeling comfortable to show their true colors. And when people say true colors, it just means really their true values, right? Like, and sometimes it doesn't even have to be deep. It could be as simple as, I don't really like when you sing. You're a singer, but you sing too much around the house, and I think it's annoying, right? Or I don't really like the fact that you munch loud. You know, now I want to have an opinion about it. Where if you're just upfront from the beginning, you don't be rude, right? Don't be rude, but at least, you know, stand on what you believe or how you feel from the beginning. And I promise you, it'll take you a longer way than.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think even girls respect the honesty. Like, hey, he has his own opinion. Like, he's not trying to conform a personality into what he thinks I would like.
100%.
He's being himself. And if, like, people got to understand, like, sometimes the puzzle pieces just don't fit. Even if you're like, oh, yeah, I thought she was cute. You can't make it your mission to get her by any means necessary. You got to get to know her and see if y'all are right for each other.
Okay.
Goddamn, I'm fucking relationship
100
coach. Yeah, so, like, you know, I haven't seen a lot of the shit that you're talking about right now in terms of, like, the little elite group hangout. They didn't invite me to that for some reason. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, they handed out a few tickets, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest.
maybe Elon will let me know next time. I do have X. But you know, one of the, like, some of the most you know, front of frame influential red pill guys have gotten into it with one of our favorite podcasts. So right now, Fresh and Fit are beefing with Flagrant.
Podcast on podcast
yes.
violence, baby. I was waiting for you to bring this up.
So,
I'm
like,
not gonna lie to you.
My thing is this. Let's start with where it kind of rooted from, right? What did you think of when DJ Academics brings up Fresh and Fit on Flagrant's episode? They have a very obvious reaction to what's going on. They have a very
So to
clear
give the
opinion.
audience context, DJ Academics was on Flagrant, and while he was on Flagrant, they brought up Fresh and Fit podcast and how they've been deplatformed and demonetized. I guess you could say demonetized, right? By YouTube for some of the comments Myron has made. And the boys just started clowning him, bro. They started clowning him, and you can tell that, you know, they talk shit about Fresh and Fit behind the scenes, as a lot of people do. You know what I mean? People have their opinion.
Yeah, they're very polarizing.
Exactly. So that caused a fucking tsunami after, bro, because apparently Fresh and Fit got all salty about this. They went on Twitter, and Myron said on Twitter, you know, he came at Myron, he said, and I quote, I'll put it up here, but basically he said that Akash and Andrew are the biggest snakes on the internet, right? That was the first comment made by Myron as a response to the Flagrant podcast, right? And then Andrew goes ahead and responds back, and it almost felt like he had no comedy besides his response. It was really just to almost dig at Myron, you know, called him a low, just talking shit. I'll put it up here so you can see it, but Andrew was talking shit. You're a low life who rents women, and you don't even have your own, you know, views on things. You say what other people say and blah, 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 right? What do you think about this beef, bro? Like, do you think that it is something that is needed right now in the podcast game? Because before this, podcasts were very neutral, bro. Everybody was chill with everybody.
It's kind of highlighting the constant beef, I think, because the Flagrant guys, they can't buy into the message that Myron and Fresh and Fit are sending, right? Because they're married. they're just in a different place of their life. They're rich and successful. They're married. They're not, nothing that Myron says for them resonates with them at all. Okay. Right? Because they don't live their life on that measure. But the thing is, Myron's audience is those young and up and coming dudes, right? Who are like trying to become successful and change their life around, whether that's career, fitness, even just getting the girl that you want, and they're like struggling with it, and like higher value man, as they say, which I do buy into a little bit. Like, I think if you're successful and your credentials stack up, you probably will get somebody that's a little bit better than if your credentials are not stacking up, right? So I think that's really like the opposing view of it. I think though, like, Fresh and Fit are tripping if they think they're gonna go on Flagrant,
100%
on Flagrant,
and Fresh and Fit is trying to make it into this like blue pill versus red pill, bro.
And he told him to fight. He asked him if you wanted to fight.
I'm not even giving that shit any energy, bro. I'm talking about like the fact that Myron tried to make this into like a red pill versus blue pill. Bro, Flagrant is not blue pill. They literally say the things that no one ever says. They're comedians. They're comedians. They say edgy shit. Bro, they just think you're a little corny. That's really all it is.
And the thing is, like, that shit's dead to an extent, right? Because like I said, none of that shit's resonating with them. Why can't you, like, if I'm Myron, I gotta know this is not my target audience. Like, 100%. Why would they fuck
Myron,
with
you
my
choosing
shit?
the wrong team to fuck with.
And Myron, like, just because you're asking a comedian to squab you, it's like the bully who tries to fight the funny kid in class. Like, nobody thought the funny kid could fight anyway.
Yeah, 100%. That's a good fucking point. That's a good point.
Like, you don't get, that doesn't make you better. Like, Andrew's selling out MSG, bro. You're demonetized on YouTube. Like I don't know. Y'all are not like on the same level.
Yes,
I respect your
honestly,
opinions.
Let's be real, bro. Like, Andrew never really tried to call them a failed podcast.
No, he just
said he was making fun of. And I know it was a little bit wrong to make fun of the demonetization, because that could happen to anybody. But it's still jokes, bro. It's all jokes. Like, it's okay to say that. And they never really said anything bad. Like, they were just ripping them a little bit. The same way they did when they were on the podcast. You know what I mean? So
that's the thing. They came on and Akash literally tore them up in person.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
Like, sitting face to face. He was like, bro, I don't think y'all have a realistic view on women. If a guy tells you that to your face, of course he's making fun of you behind your back. Like, he's literally telling you how he feels. Why was he like, oh, these guys are snakes? They literally told you how they felt.
But Myron has this issue, bro. He has this issue where he claims to be this guy who's a super alpha male and all this, and wants to say his point of views. And the second someone comes at him disrespectfully,
he shuts down.
He gets very aggressive. He's literally told women that he will beat the fuck out of them on the podcast because they came at him sideways. But it's like, bro, you're coming sideways the whole time. They're allowed to naturally react negatively the same way you're reacting negatively. But I'm biased because I'm a Flagrant fan. I'm a big Andrew Schultz fan. I'm gonna go see him in Houston, bro. I'm a big fan of Andrew Schultz, and I think that Flagrant really was just cracking jokes.
I mean, bro, like, if you stand on a point of view as hard as Myron and some of these red pill guys do stand on shit, you got to be okay with some people disagreeing with you, bro. Like, not everybody lives their life through the lens that you live it. Some of us, like, I'm telling you, if I had to choose a life, I'm choosing Andrew's life every day of the week.
Yeah, and they're not snakes, right? Like, they were saying the same shit they said to your face, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't say anything crazy. They're just making jokes. That's really all it was,
Which
bro.
they're comedians. So, like, are you, like, surprised that they're expressing their opinions through jokes? Like,
I personally don't think he was surprised. I think Myron was fed up with Flagrant because he even talked about what happened the first time they met each other on the podcast. And they talked about how he kind of felt like he got set up. They were being very cool with him beforehand. Right when the cameras started rolling, he felt like he was getting attacked from all sides. Brother, and it was coming from someone like Akash who never really had any experience with females. And he's out here telling Myron, hey, this is what you should do with a female. This is what you shouldn't do.
I think that's just Myron being an amateur in showbiz, because that's how showbiz is. If I'm gonna address
comes
your
from
issue,
a different culture.
Yeah, no, I'm not even saying that. I'm saying the reason why Myron was so turned off by why energy changed when the cameras came on, because that's what showbiz is. If you're a reporter and I'm getting ready to debate with you and you come in before the show, I'm not debating with you.
I want you to still feel like you want to do this.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm. At the end of the day, I'm a respectful man. We're about to create content together. We can get into it on the show. But before the cameras come on, yes, I'm going to be respectful. But once the cameras come on, now we got to put on a show, my dude. We got to put on a show.
So
to
do you
people
think
waiting.
part of it is a marketing scheme by Myron? Because he knows Flagrant's pulling in millions of views
that's
every
the thing.
day.
Myron's a clout farmer too.
Yeah,
He's definitely
He's
trying
a
to
clout
create-
farmer with clout farmers, and everybody's farming in that industry that he's in, bro. So, dude, let's be honest. Maybe he's not even that upset, bro. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, maybe he thinks that shit's funny too.
He's not that upset.
but-
He had DJ Academics and Flagrant at the same time mention his name. He's like, bro, we gonna ride this to the moon.
And I hope that's how he should have looked at it the whole time. I mean, he's trying to create a
If he's
beef.
genuinely upset, bro, you
you're
gotta, Myron, you gotta,
tweaking.
you
You're
need to,
tweaking.
you need to take a break from telling people what they need to work on. You got to work on some stuff for yourself, my guy.
Okay, so
Honestly.
to get a little bit off of this fucking
This podcast on podcast violence.
because there's just a matter of time before they start talking about us for real.
They ain't talking about us, bro.
One thing that's been trending on TikTok is Gypsy Rose. I believe that's her name. Let me double check real quick. I have it
Gypsy Rose, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Gypsy Rose, right? She is being released from prison after serving 8.5 years of a 10-year sentence for organizing and orchestrating the murder of her mother. This case is very interesting and has TikTok, they're making a joke like they're inviting Gypsy Rose to their Christmas parties and their New Year's parties because she killed her mom because her mom had convinced her of all of these disabilities and health issues that she had. And her mom, I believe there's a scientific word for it, that her mom had a problem too, where she thought that her child was sick. And she would go from doctor to doctor until she got the doctor to agree with her diagnosis. So let's say it's like diabetes.
It was some weird thing like house much by proxy or something. Some
Yeah.
weird thing, right?
Yeah. We gotta insert it. We'll insert
Yes,
it in
it's
here.
a
God, I don't
term
wanna butcher it.
basically meaning that you get some sort of value out of taking care of somebody. And the mom had this weird sickness where she was doing that, knowing that her daughter isn't truly sick. She's medicating her, convincing her that she has issues and
Bro,
problems.
she convinced her she couldn't walk.
Exactly.
She was on a wheelchair.
Had a feeding tube to a point where the daughter had spent multiple months without truly eating physical food.
So Gypsy then meets a guy online and they kind of start figuring out. I think she had sugar one time and she realized, she's like, hey, I'm not allergic to sugar. And they started kind of seeing through the mom's diagnoses, and then she started to resent her mom. So she orchestrated, her and that guy to murder her mother and escape her from that situation.
Where did this guy? Okay, we know she met him online, but mind you, she was already a known figure because they knew about the story that this is the girl that has a lot of disabilities and the mom's helping. This guy just decided to randomly reach out to her.
They met on a Christian dating site. Yeah.
But
so
he knew though. He knew who she was, and all of a sudden wanted. I don't know. The guy was fishy to me to begin with.
The guy was fishy to me, and him fucking doing this shit. I would. How do you go directly to that? If my girl was my mom is doing all this, I'd be like, okay, let's talk about maybe you moving out. I don't go straight to fucking murder. So
wait, did he murder the mom or did she murder?
So they orchestrated together. I think he did. He was the one.
He was the one that stabbed the mother.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
that's insane.
So what do you think? Society has kind of reopened the bag of worms about she was served a 10-year sentence, right? She's getting out in 8.5. But as a child who she basically killed the person that was torturing her. Do you think that she deserved the sentence? Kind of tell me your opinion on that. Do you think maybe I think more psychological help would be necessary for her. I don't know if she should necessarily do time for killing somebody who did that to you.
It's a tricky question, bro, because it's really every situation is different. If you ask me, do I feel bad for the mom? I'm going to be honest and say no. But am I going to say that is the right thing to do, is just go ahead and off the lady? Bro, no.
And I think the dude who came in, I think he just definitely deserved time, right?
That guy,
you can't
100%.
come from left field and start stabbing people, right? like that's not your.
This
mom.
isn't the UK, bro.
Yeah,
you can't just be piecing
there's
people.
Knives everywhere.
This
right?
isn't the Roman Empire. You don't deal. You can't just turn a corner into a sword, bro. You can't do that.
For Gypsy though. It's tough because I think that psychologically, I wonder if she's still even in a place if she can re-enter society, like considering what she's been through and what she's done. Apparently, she was happier than ever.
We gotta have her on a live stream at all
She was
times.
apparently this is the happiest she had ever been is in prison because she finally had freedom.
Wow. Dude, I believe it. Imagine never walking, constantly being medicated, and then finally you enter this environment in prison where people look at you as an individual and as an equal, right? Which
Yeah.
I would like to think that's what they're going to do in prison, right? And you're no longer dealing with that trauma. You're in a complete different environment. So I can completely see why she would think that
And
prison was
they're
like-
letting her out early, so hopefully that means that she's like, at the point where she's been psychologically helped enough and reformed enough to where maybe she could come to one of our Christmas parties.
She ain't coming to my Christmas party.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Because
though.
I ain't getting pieced up, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I will.
I don't want something to trigger her. Whoa. I don't want something to trigger her, and all of a sudden this dude shows up at my
Nah, the dude ain't coming nowhere, bro. I'm gonna be real with you.
I mean, bro, like I just think that, the type of parent that you end up with is something you have no control over. And it's literally shapes your entire life. And like I know like we're talking about, this intense situation where obviously the mother had psychological issues as well. But bro, if you think about like any sort of mental health therapy problems, it all comes from the way that you're raised, bro.
100%.
You literally respond to the trauma that your parents create for you, the environment that they create for you. That's why having kids is so scary. It's like literally like anything you do wrong, which mind you, you're still a human, bro, my mom had me when she was like 25. Like for her to like the expectation of her being perfect from 25 to now is unrealistic, but it's crazy that anything she did would ultimately affect me, right? So that's what I think is just like the craziest thing about being a parent. Like, I just don't know how fucking, it's just so scary to me. So 2024, Ahmad, around the corner. I don't want to, should we start with New Year resolution? Do you have one New Year's resolution that the fans of the Short Kings podcast are going to hold you accountable about?
Yeah, I actually do. And I think that it also includes you guys. One of the New Year's resolution that I have, that Faizan might be sharing, is we want to take this podcast and make it into one of the most entertaining shows on the planet, on all platforms. I really, truly feel like we can do that. There's only room to grow, and I want to really make this into a show. I know right now we have this, it's almost like a podcast environment, but eventually we're going to have a lot of things going on. We're going to have guests.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of bits. And so that's really one of my New Year's resolution. I've been studying the best. I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan. I love Flagrant, as I mentioned.
2024 is the year of the Short Kings.
2024 is the year of the Short Kings. And
put some metrics on that, though.
I think I want to have at least 25,000 subscribers by March.
Jeez.
25,000 subscribers by March. Yes,
March.
Bro. That's 3 months away. I could do, bro.
No. I'd be.
Seems like you got fucking. I got doubts. Why you got the doubts?
It seemed aggressive.
That's y'all's co-host, bruh.
Look,
Your co-host does it.
We have what? How many do we have right now? 50.
We're almost at 50 subscribers. Yes, and I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Well, y'all better fucking subscribe if y'all see this clip.
Yes.
I think we got to get out at least 30 episodes. 30 to 50 episodes is my goal.
Oh, that's what you meant by metrics. Okay.
Yeah.
So then what's your New Year's resolution, bro?
Man, I mean personal or like for the pod?
No, I think personal. I'd like to hear so.
One of my New Year's resolutions this year is I want to figure out another stream of revenue. Whether that's, like the stock market and the, crypto is very up and down right now.
You're such a capitalist, bro.
We both experienced getting laid off like in the year of 2023 and like getting another job. I'm very much off the mindset of just depending on my one corporate job to pay bills, 'cause I know things change often. So I'm trying to figure out, this is one of them. Hopefully we can monetize this, but this is more so just a fun hobby. I got to get into something.
I want to paint this picture in your head, okay? Because it has to do with both of our, I guess, New Year's resolutions, right? You find that new stream of revenue. We build this podcast together. I promise you, We're going to be sitting on a yacht with a beautiful sunset with 2 mics. We got Bunky standing right by the pilot with his headset on and soundboard, bro.
And he's having a great time.
We're going to host the best podcast on this platform. I guarantee you, and I can make you a promise right now that if you click that subscribe button, if you click that follow button, if you're on Instagram, that you will be one of the first followers and viewers to be a part of the biggest show on the planet. I kid you not. I promise we will take it there. You just have to give us time to learn, adapt, get better. We have the chemistry. We've been friends for many years, but I promise you that this is going to be something much bigger than what you are anticipating.
Hey, so
You can't follow that, bro. There's no way. There's no way. That was straight fucking bars, bro.
No, that I was gonna say we gotta. I was like, we gotta wrap this up right here. But I wanted to ask. I mean, we might cut this conversation right where you ended that statement. But should we do like unpopular opinion? You got anything fired up?
I really don't. I'll be honest. But if you do, I'm
nah. I don't have anything like that. I think will like be like I got like stupid shit lined up. You know, but we'll come back to that. We'll be more present with it.
All right, cool. Well, thank you guys for watching. Once again, click subscribe, follow on Instagram, and we will see you next episode. Love you guys.